So there you have it. We have female fighting on the horizon. You see it there, Hawton. She is back in action, and she's become a staple locally on these 360 cards. She is up next.
And this is Brenda Flores.
Yeah.
She's out of Tijuana. She's 25 years old. She fought for the interim WBA junior flyweight title in December, and she lost to an unbeaten fighter, but that's excellent experience coming into this fight.
I like her. You know, when I interviewed her, she is very well spoken. I think she and Bruno Escalante stole the press conference. I mean, I was blown away.
Yeah, they have bright personalities.
They really do.
Well, so does Lulu.
Yes.
Lulu's like an explosion
Yes.
of energy and enthusiasm.
This will be a tough fight for her. I'm excited to see both of them fight. She's a good fighter.
Especially when you see them being introduced and you see them side by side, you'll see that Flores has a decided height and reach advantage.
It's funny, you know, you're going to see Bang Bang come in smiling, and usually women don't smile, but them two are just like bubbly, happy girls ready to just give us a good brawl.
Some boxers are natural fighters, and walking to the ring, being in the ring, and exchanging leather is what they want to do.
Yeah.
There's no other place they'd rather be. We saw this with Jorge Arce and his younger brother, Panchito, or Francisco Arce. They were always smiling and laughing on their way to the ring. Manny Pacquiao, when he was in his prime, was the same way. He loved it. It was cause for celebration as we're looking at Lulu Hawton right here. And she's just a bundle of energy, and that's how she fights.
Yeah, and that young lady there from down under 33 years old, this is her second appearance this year. This is her second appearance this year at the Forum back on Superfly 2, February 24th. She lost an 8-round decision to Anahi Torres, but then she was able to break back into the win column June 6th at the Avalon in Hollywood, scoring a 4th-round stoppage over Elvina Trevino.
She looks ready.
Steve, what did you think of her form in her last outing at the Hollywood Fight Night?
She's a sharp little technician. I don't think she has very heavy hands, and you can see by the record, although she is 8-1 with 4 knockouts, I get the sense with Brenda Flores, who's been tested a little bit at the world-class level, it would not surprise me to see this fight go rounds, maybe even the distance.
It's telling that you say you like her technique because she almost had 0 amateur experience. I asked her about that a few days ago. She said she had 3 amateur boxing matches. Prior to that, she had about 6 months experience as a kickboxer before deciding to actually train in boxing at the advanced age of 28.
Yeah, she was a professional skateboarder.
WBC Atomweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the WBC, the president, Mauricio Suleiman, and supervisor in attendance, Mo Noor. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside on the 10-point must system, Jonathan Davis, Max DeLuca, and Pat Russell. And when the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Raul Caiz. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks trimmed in silver, she weighed in officially 102 1/2 pounds. This 17-fight veteran has a record standing at 12 victories, 4 defeats, 1 bout even with 2 wins coming by way of knockout, presentando la hija de Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Brenda Flores! And across the ring stands her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing tonight black trimmed in purple and white, she weighed in 101 3/4 pounds. In 9 professional fights, her record, 8 victories, 1 defeat, 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and hailing from Perth, Australia, here is Bang Bang Lulu Hawton!
Golpes here, punches here are fine. Dense la mano y buena suerte. Good luck to both of you. Shake hands.
And as you see the tape, it's Flores with the advantages, the physical advantages. She's the younger woman at age 25. It says that she's 5 foot tall, and that's the same, but you could see with the naked eye, Flores is at least a few inches taller than Lulu Hawton.
And we begin round number 1. And, guys, I just love the fact that both of them come in right around 102 pounds. They are listing this as atom weight.
Yeah.
And
not bantam, atom weight.
That is the lightest weight in boxing. In men's
A lot of
boxing,
people didn't even know about it.
In men's boxing, the lightest weight is minimum weight or straw weight. That's where the combatants weigh in at 105 pounds. Atom weight, which is just in women's boxing, is 102 pounds. And Flores has fought as heavy as, she's fought as heavy as flyweight, maybe even bantamweight.
Yeah. It's funny when she said she saw the weight 102. When I saw her, I'm like, you're about 115, and she's like, yeah, I like to be a little bit bigger, but she's like, I want to test myself, 102 pounds. I'm like, wow.
Who is this? Who's saying this?
I'm sorry, Brenda. Brenda
Flores, yeah, because I mean, you look at her body type, you'd think she'd be right at home at 108 or 112.
Yeah. Well, even with Bang Bang Lulu, when she first saw the weight, she's like, I want to fight at atom weight. like,
right. Yeah,
for her,
Hawton
it would be
says
much easier.
she says this is a more natural weight.
Yeah.
Now, the first world title that she won, which was in Japan in 2016 against a popular unbeaten fighter, Kei Tanaka, or Takanaka. That was at junior flyweight. So she weighed in at 108 pounds. So this is considerably lighter. Says if she can win a title here, she wouldn't mind stepping up to minimum weight or straw weight and getting a third title in a third division at 105 pounds.
10 seconds, stop at the bell, pare la campana.
Bloody nose for Lulu Hawton, and she's smiling through it, but she's touching it. She knows she's been hit there.
And working the corner, that is a veteran boxing guy by the name of Elvis Grant Phillips, best known for his Grant boxing gloves.
But he's also been a long-time manager and co-trainer. He's good in the corners, got a lot of experience.
I still remember him being the manager of Luis Santana, who kept winning against Terry North by the most, I don't want to say illicit means necessary, but
officially they go down in the record books as disqualification victories.
As they say, it looks like a line drive in the scorebook. But
they trade left hooks here, and you see that Flores' left hook landed first, but in this replay, it's Houghton's left hook landing. But that nose is still bleeding, and it's bothering her. You could see Houghton is bothered by the flow of blood from her nostril.
And keep this in mind, being a female bout, we are going 2-minute rounds. You know, that's been a bit of an issue. Certain women actually believe that they should be fighting 3.
You know,
not sure about that.
During a luncheon, WBC luncheon, I asked about that, if we can go 3-minute rounds. I cannot remember the lady who spoke about it. She said they've talked about it, and there is research that women bleed faster, but don't heal as fast. And so they cannot, and they're afraid that the brain will not heal as quickly. And that was the main reasoning. So I would love to see women go 3 rounds, because then you can see more. Because 2 minutes, it's just like, it's done.
It's fast, yeah. You have to have a faster pace.
But I think that's the good part, though.
Yeah.
It does create a faster tempo.
I like it. I'm not against it. But I think especially if you're talking about world-class females or world champions, and both agree to fight 3-minute rounds, they should have the right to do that. There shouldn't be a rule preventing them from fighting 1 more minute per round.
I mean, if it comes down to your health, there is a rule. I'll have to show you the interview. I did an interview with it, and it was quite interesting.
Pretty competitive here throughout the first couple of minutes. Houghton, despite being bloodied, unbowed, playing the role of the aggressor here in round number 2. Again, we are scheduled for 10. This is a titled contest.
I think Flores is boxing well off the back foot. I think she's boxing well in retreat. She is being touched by Hawton, but she's also landing her share of jabs and power punches. And you see it on the bloody face of Hawton.
Yeah, Hawton needs to be on the inside. She needs to stick right inside and really with their shorter arms, more compact, quicker trigger. And that's the end of round number 2. And it's been a close fight throughout the first 4 minutes. And once again, we are here at the Forum. It is live coverage of Superfly 3, the undercard, bringing you all the fights up until HBO goes on the air at 9:45 Eastern Time, 6:45 Pacific. So we begin round number 3, Hawton in the black and purple, Flores in the red and silver, and this has been familiar. It has been Flores boxing well, circling the ring off of her back foot, and Hawton in steady pursuit.
I think that's going to make for interesting official scorecards because you have a clear aggressor who does land punches. She's not just coming forward, but you have a boxer in retreat, but it's strategic retreat, and it's effective. I think Flores has landed the more effective blows, at least for the first 2 rounds of this fight.
Speaking of Flores, she's 25 years old. Her last bout was on March 16th against Maria Goretti, winning an 8-round decision. She's won 5 out of her last 6 coming into this contest.
She looks good so far, fighting at atomweight. I mean, fighting at this weight gives Flores decided size advantages over most of her opponents. She is really big in there, but she looks strong. And you see it in that stiff jab.
I was a little worried she wasn't going to make weight when I saw her. I was quite worried. I felt bad drinking my water in front of her.
Do you see her switching her stances here
Yeah.
back and forth? You know, little Jersey Joe Walcott from Brenda Flores.
Yeah. She is a solid fighter.
Yeah. This is my first time getting a look at Flores, and she's quality.
And that's what Hawton needs to do. When she's inside, she needs to bang that body downstairs.
Right, and you saw that in the closing seconds of round 2, and now we're seeing in the closing seconds of round 3. We need to see it at the start of the rounds.
She's feeling it big time.
Yep.
Okay. Give me the water. Never worked, man. Yeah, let's get to work, because you're hurting her now. She don't like this shit. And now that weight loss is starting, she's starting to feel it.
Lulu, make sure you respect the bell, okay, sweetie?
Chris!
Yes, got you.
All right, she's feeling that shit big time now. The body shots.
Look, sharp.
Okay?
In her nose.
Yeah. Okay, the cut's under control now. Okay? All right?
Lulu, when you're hitting the body, I can tell she's...
Flores pinned against the ropes, still landing strong punches. We see her land the hook as Hawton loads up with lefts to the body. It's good, even action.
Yeah.
Good left hook to the body by Hawton, who's been really frenetic in her energy here in round number 4. She has to work very, very hard, Doug, just to get in range, get past all those long arms and the reach of Flores. That was a good right hand by Hawton.
This is where Hawton needs to be, as you've mentioned, Steve. She needs to be in close, and she needs to outwork the taller, rangier fighter. And a body attack is a smart thing for her. Grant Elvis Phillips, between rounds, is telling Hawton that the weight loss that Flores had to do to make atom weight has got to start affecting her around 9. And a way to take advantage of that, or to hasten that process, is to go to the body. And keep a fast pace, an active pace.
Hawton having a pretty good round 4 here, landing some good right hands, and then following that up with a clean-up left hook, and again another left hook to the body.
Hawton is definitely outworking Flores on the inside.
Yeah, she seems to have shifted gears here in round number 4. It's been a good one between Hawton and Flores.
Hawton looks good. Oh. Close after the bell.
So 4 rounds in the book. Cynthia, what's your scorecard say?
As of right now, I have, what do I have here? Wait, oh, here we go. 2-2. Oh, no, wait, yeah, 2-2.
So that's 38-38. What about you, Doug?
That's how I have it, and I have rounds 1 and 2 to Flores, rounds 3 and 4 to Hawton. I thought round 3 could have gone either way, though.
Yeah.
Round 4, the first clear round that Hawton won on my scorecard.
Absolutely.
All right, we come into the middle rounds here. We begin round at number 5, Hawton and Flores. It's been a nip and tuck affair here as they fight for a title. We are scheduled for 10.
You know, you don't have to speak Spanish to know what Flores' trainer was imploring her to do, and that's use the jab more. And that's good advice because it worked very well for her in the opening 2 rounds of this bout.
Because that will keep Hawton off of her.
Boy, Hawton's really sharp, though. She just landed a very good left hook. She does a nice job of moving her upper body. Nice job of slipping and then countering and then eventually moving inside. And now she's starting to really beat Flores to the punch.
Ooh.
Good left hook again by Hawton.
I think that left to the body hurt Flores.
Boy, that took some of the air out of the balloon, and here comes Hawton coming on strong, digging downstairs. Doug, I think Hawton has really found her groove here. And a right hand over the top. It's been a big round number 5 for Lulu Hawton.
And Flores is boxing in a manner where she seems intimidated, and she can't mask the pain she's feeling when Hawton goes down to the body.
Crouching a little bit.
And she's keeping her elbows by her rib cage.
And now her face is a crimson mask. I'm not so sure if that's her blood or Hawton's.
That's Lulu's blood.
Yeah, but that goes to show you, though, she is right on top of her, and she is simply beating her to the punch here. Another good left hook to the body.
And look at that
Lulu's
maniacal smile.
You know, that reminds me of that one fighter on the Golden Boy card, Nico.
Nico Macias.
Yeah.
The rooster. She's fighting like a little, I don't want to call her a rooster, but.
Ooh.
Hawton and Flores mixing it up here at the end of round number 5. And right now, Hawton has taken control.
You see, and people say, what about women's boxing? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
If you're a bloodthirsty ghoul like me, this is
too.
the kind of fight you like.
I love blood in the ring.
Let's see some of this bloody action, and you see the psychopath bloody grin from Hawton as she closes ground, stalking Flores for 2 minutes and getting Flores against the ropes. landing her best shots to the body. Flores is trying to mount an offense off the ropes, and she does land a left hook there. Flores still game when pressed hard, but most of this round was controlled by Hawton. That was the end of the round. Hawton literally forced Flores to punch back.
Yeah.
So can Flores turn the tide here? We begin round number 6. Good right hand off the ropes there by Flores.
Hawton's combos are just coming in so quick.
Yeah, she's really quick off the trigger, Cynthia.
Yeah, very powerful and very effective.
Flores is showing us she's got grit as well as technique and boxing skill. Fighting back as hard as she can muster right now.
Hawton again working downstairs with both hands. Flores doing her best to work off the ropes, trying to match the activity of Lulu Hawton, who's like a little snowball. She just keeps getting stronger as the rounds persist.
This has been a competitive round 6, but it's Hawton that's had the edge. She's the one who's forcing the action, and she's the one who's controlling the pace of the fight. That wasn't the case in the opening 2 or 3 rounds.
And there's a good whistling right hand by Hawton to punctuate what was another brisk, fast-paced round.
I want you to keep a little distance from her because you're smothering yourself. I want you to catch her on the end of the punches, okay?
Round 7 coming up.
Spit that out. Spit it there. Okay. All right, good. Yeah.
Everything good, girl?
Yeah.
7th round coming up, huh?
Yeah.
No te la dejes llegar. Todo bien, Brenda. Viene el 7, viene el 7, ¿eh? Muy bien. Vamos por 7 no nada.
Well, I have to say, I mean, out of all the fights so far, this has been the most active.
You know, it has been ladies' night, Cynthia. There's no doubt about that.
The 3 previous fights were unbeaten prospects who were in with fighters they were supposed to beat to help them develop, basically pad their records. This is not the case. This is an interim world title is up for grabs, and these are 2 solid professionals.
Yeah, Doug, I think that's a nice way of saying they were cannon fodder. Here, this is an actual prize fight.
Yeah, no cannon fodder here. They're just firing cannonballs at each other.
And it is Lulu Hawton and Brenda Flores fighting for the atomweight, yes, not bantam, atomweight title of the world, and it's certainly been a good one as we head into the last round. Let's see if Hawton can continue the pressure. She has built momentum from about the 3rd or 4th round on. And you know, we go back to the issue of the 2-minute round. This is what I like about it, though. It allows women to actually fight at a much quicker, brisker pace, and we're getting a really good fight, I think, in part because of the 2-minute stanzas.
I agree. We're seeing Flores utilizing a lot of lateral movement. This lateral movement is effective in keeping Hawton from putting too many punches on her. But Flores still has to find spaces to land her own punches if she wants to win the round.
Well, that would seem to be a good right hand to the body. There's a fine line between boxing and then retreating. That is the question that Brenda Flores is going to have to really navigate coming into the late stages of this bout.
Yeah, she's trying to find an answer for Hawton's pressure.
Yeah, she can't.
She hasn't found it yet.
I mean,
she's doing enough to be competitive, but I have Hawton winning the last 4 rounds.
Another good left hook to the body, and another one. Lulu Hawton just pounding the body of Brenda Flores. so steady and consistent in her work.
Oh, I didn't even hear the bell ring.
Yeah. So 7 down, 3 to go as we enter what could be considered championship rounds between Hawton and Flores. Guys, let's update your scorecards. What do you have?
I have 68. What was this? 68, 45. Is that right? Yeah. Did I add that right?
Well,
no, excuse me. 65, excuse me.
Okay.
I went down. Yeah.
And I'll spare you my terrible math. I'll just tell you, I have Hawton up 5 rounds to 2 after 7 rounds.
There you go. Mine is that.
Now, I think it could be 4 rounds to 3. Because Flores arguably won the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I thought the 3rd round could go either way. I like the aggression of Hawton. I gave it to her, but that was an either way round.
And by
Very
the way,
close round.
ladies and gentlemen watching from across the world, if you want to send us a question or a comment, don't be afraid to tweet at us. And the more positive they are, the more likely they will be read. So let's begin round number 8. Hawton and Flores scheduled for 10. It's been a good one here at the Forum.
Did you guys see the comment from Gail Falkenthal?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just read
Two
it.
atomweight fighters in the ring. That's under 102 pounds. Lord, I think I need a cookie.
I know, right?
Gail, thank you for watching. She's one of the trusty PR people in the sport of boxing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And you know what? Hawton and Flores have earned an entire box of cookies after the effort
Right.
they've put forth so far in this fight.
Good right hand by Flores. The thing is, she hasn't really landed anything recently, Doug, that really dissuades the momentum of Hawton. Hawton just keeps coming forward and wading in with leather. Coming in with both hands, working both sides of the body, and then zinging right hands over the top occasionally. Another left hook to the body.
Flores is trying to answer back to the body. It's just that Houghton's punches to the body seem to have more of an effect on Flores than Flores' body shots do on Hawton.
Yeah, generally, it really makes a lot of sense. The person moving forward is generally going to have more momentum and force on their punches.
Ooh, that was a nice
Great.
hook
Yeah,
from
she got
Flores.
hooked, yeah.
She's in this fight. At the very least, she was in that round.
See, if the rounds went a little longer, we could have seen more. But Hawton, she's been landing that left hook to the body on Flores, and it's really slowing her down a little bit. You can just see her, she's really crouching.
I would say 2-minute rounds are more beneficial for fighters with Houghton's style.
Okay.
Pressure and volume
pace.
and
Yeah.
fast pace,
Yeah.
exactly. If you're a boxer that likes to control the distance and move around the ring like Flores, maybe 3-minute rounds are better. We see Flores load up with a right to the body, miss with a hook. Hawton just literally shove her back towards the ropes. She knows when Flores is back to the ropes, that's when she gets her best body work done, and she lands a left to the kidney area and a left to the rib cage, and that hurt Flores as Flores tries to spin away from the ropes. There's a left hook that doesn't land from Hawton, and there's another left to the body. As Hawton stays on top of Flores.
So 4 minutes to go here. Still could be anyone's fight between Hawton and Flores. We are now into the last 2 rounds of what's been an entertaining back and forth battle. Lulu Hawton and Brenda Flores.
You know, unless Flores can decisively win these final 2 rounds or score a knockdown or a stoppage, I think she'll win this fight. But I've seen enough of Brenda Flores to know that she is a quality boxer. She still has a future in this sport. I would ask her, I would find out if she felt weak fighting at this weight over the second half of the bout. If the answer is yes, maybe a move up to minimum or straw weight. You know, maybe those extra 3 pounds fighting at 105 pounds will give her enough strength, or she could throw more punches and be a little bit physically stronger in there.
Well, you have to also remember in women's boxing, it's very hard to find women in any class to fight you, so you can just kind of take what you can get.
Cynthia, you're absolutely right. That's one of the problems in moving a female fighter. There's not a lot of journeying women that you can kind of develop your skills against, as Hawton comes on strong once again and backs up Flores to the ropes. Hawton has certainly been pesky and persistent tonight.
She doesn't mind blood.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Doesn't mind a little bit of blood, or a lot of blood, gushing out of her nose.
And she's just smiling, just like that demonic look.
Flores showing that she can hang in the trenches, but she can't dominate with phone booth warfare against a fighter as frenetic as Hawton.
And that's it. 1 round to go between Hawton and Flores. Cynthia, what's your card now with 1 to go?
I have 88-83, Hawton. Is that right? Yeah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-2 for Lulu.
That's what I have.
Yeah. I just want to make sure our math is right here. But at least I know who's up.
Okay, Hawton and Flores will touch him up. And we have 2 minutes to go here. It's been a good one between Lulu Hawton and Brenda Flores.
Ooh, Brenda's come out.
Well, if your scorecards are any indicator, Doug and Cynthia, it is Hawton that has to really fight with a sense of urgency. She's got to let it go here.
No, it's Flores that needs to let it all hang out.
Me.
Hawton's got this fight in the bag,
but I get
according
the
to my
sense,
very
though,
unofficial scorecard.
I don't think Hawton's going to let off the gas pedal. I don't think she knows how.
Right, it's not in her mentality to do
She
that.
can't, and you know what? Anything can happen.
Yeah. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And her success has been about coming forward and smothering the taller, larger Flores on the inside, just really letting her hands go.
So against a lesser opponent a few months ago, Steve, at the Hollywood Fight Nights, we saw the boxing technique of Hawton. Tonight, it's really about her tenacity.
Yeah. She lands a series of right hands again. Flores, though, staying very game here. Certainly been a courageous effort.
Look at Bang Bang in there.
Yeah, it's got to be a little demoralizing for the opponent. Flores has to wonder, like, what am I in with? As she lands from the southpaw stance, a very nice straight left to the face of Hawton.
And I think a mouthpiece may have come out.
That's what happens when you're laughing as you're attacking your opponent. Sometimes that mouthpiece will become dislodged.
At 26 seconds.
And you see the abrasions around the left eye of Hawton and the right eye. There's some bruising. There's no swelling, but there's some bruising around those eyes. So Lulu knows that she's been in a fight tonight.
This was a good fight, too, for both of them.
Now we come down to the final seconds. Both ladies letting their hands go. It's been a good one. You can hear the crowd at the Forum expressing their appreciation, and that's it, 10 in the books. And both combatants embrace each other, and it was certainly a spirited contest.
She got 98-92.
All right, guys, before we get to the official scorecards, Cynthia, what's your tally?
98-92, Bang Bang Lulu Hawton.
That's how I have it.
Yep.
98-92. I could see 97-93. Even if you wanted to give Flores the benefit of every doubt, 96-94. But I think Hawton, as we see with her nonstop action here, she needs to be the winner. She won this fight. She deserves the decision. And both women let their hands go.
But I would love
in
to
the
see
final
Brenda
round.
Flores back. I really like her.
Yeah, no, she's a complete boxer.
Yeah.
I wonder if she'd be stronger and have more power and maybe better stamina at a heavier weight class. I do have to wonder that. But she showed she could switch hit. She showed she could take a shot. She showed that she can hang tough under suffocating pressure. And both women embrace each other. And I think both women should feel proud of their efforts tonight with this fight, as we see Abel Sanchez in the background standing and applauding.
And we're still waiting for the official scorecards to be added up here. We just saw 10 rounds. Very good action between Bang Bang Hawton and Brenda Flores. Let's send it up to Joe Martinez.
To the judges' scorecards one more time, Englewood. Put your hands together for these two female warriors. And here are the judges' scoring totals. Jonathan Davis has it 97-93 for Flores. Max DeLuca, 97-93 for Hawton. And Pat Russell has it 96-94. Your winner by split decision. And now interim WBC Atomweight Champion of the World from Tijuana.
Wow.
Yeah, Max DeLuca had it right, if you ask me.
Well, there you see it. May not be popular, at least on this table.
Wow.
But Brenda Flores wins a split decision. Your scores once again, 97-93 for Flores. The opposite side for Hawton, and then 96-94 for Flores.
That's too much. Too many rounds for Flores. I mean, she was getting credit just for the style of boxing, but it wasn't effective boxing over the second half of this fight. Really, with round 4, Hawton dominated this fight. And it wasn't just sheer activity. She was landing harder punches, and you could tell they were visibly hurting and affecting Flores, putting her more on the back foot and more on retreat.
Do you think, I mean, since blood was all over the place, the judges took that in account? That it was
obviously. That's the only explanation, but that's not.
You just said
that's not right,
should
though.
have gotten a Hawton.
Judges shouldn't score blood.
Yeah.
Judges should never score blood. Score clean, effective punching.
Wow.
And I'm sorry, but Flores is after about the third round. Flores' punches weren't doing anything to dissuade Hawton, and Hawton was landing shots. Maybe the judges didn't count body shots, because really the majority of the best shots that Lulu landed were shots to the midsection.
Yeah, guys, I'll just wrap it up by saying I didn't keep a round-by-round score, but I get the sense it was Lulu Hawton who did the majority of good work the last 6, 7